All right, all right. Better late than never. Who's joining me today? Hello, hello, welcome. Good to, I want to say good to see you guys, but maybe we'll see if you say hi in the chat. Thanks for showing up today. Who's ready to move? Get a little healthy movement, exercise, stretching, fitness, mindfulness, breath work. Let's get that all in one, eh? Great thing about Qigong. Hey, Christy from Colorado. Hey, Deborah in Massachusetts. Hello, Sandy. I forget where you live. Hey, Debbie. Hello, Alpha. Good to see you all. Anybody got any requests today? Anything you guys want? My dog's running away before I make him part of the show. Hey, Jackie in Germany. Deutschland. Hello, another Jackie in Scotland. Wow. I was just rewatching Braveheart the other day. Speaking of Scotland. Great movie. Just gonna close this blind. This thing kind of glows, huh? Probably messes up the exposure. Morning, Marianne. Some stretching it. Okay. Hip pain, stretching, teacups, transitioning seasons. What is it? I guess we're coming to the end of spring, huh? Definitely feels like summer here in Idaho. I think it was like 100 degrees the other day. Knees, hips, low back, neck, shoulders, spine. It's kind of weird to me ask when there's so many people because it kind of winds up being everything, huh? All right. Well, let's get to it then, before I get too many requests. Transitioning seasons. What's today? June 6th? Think about that. All right, everybody, let's get moving. Get your feet under your shoulders. Let's get started with the hands up. I really like starting with this one. Just a nice, simple warm up and opening for the spine. I like to call the deer turns its antlers, although I never really learned an official name for this one. But I think it looks a little bit like some deer Qigong antlers. So there you go. We got our hands up. We're stretching the chest a little bit. We're twisting the upper back. Make Qigong a nice one-stop shop for our fitness, pain relief, stress relief, focus, strength and flexibility. Take your hands a little lower. Twist more into your lower back. Keep going with that. I'm just going to throw my headphones on here. I know the Bluetooth's not good for your chi probably, but the only way I can have music coming in my ears without a copyright infringement. So there you go. Keep turning. Eventually, let's plant the feet and just knock on the door of life. The most commonly practiced Qigong exercise, probably. Get a nice massage to that lower back. Stimulate your internal organs. Hey, Switzerland. Let's bring it up to the chest. Stimulating those lung points and spleen points just below your collarbone. One funny trick in Qigong is to wear the color of the element you're trying to cultivate. Can't say if it works or if it's a placebo or if the whole way Qigong works. It's just taking advantage of our placebo nature of our mind. Today I'm wearing yellow, and I realized I bought this yellow shirt, and I was like, I think I've never owned any yellow piece of clothing ever. It's kind of new for me, but maybe it'll work my earth element a little bit. Let's bring it over the shoulders, slap the trapezius here. We got a point for the gallbladder channel that is really for your brain and sort of clears any stagnant chi from the head. Back to the chest. Lower abdomen. And relax. Very nice. Let's take the legs wider. Speaking of earth elements, that's the in-between seasons element. Every element gets its own season except earth, which gets the sort of pivot between seasons. Although sometimes they make up an extra season, the late summer, supposing that's a season. Bring the palms together. We're going to find our wide leg swimming dragon. I like to have the toes a little turned out for this one, for that left and right shift. It's just a little better for tracking the knees over the toes. Basically, we're going to shift left and right, press the palms, and turn the head away from the hands. The pressing of the palms is really to pull the rib cage so that the ribs sort of separate at the waist from the hips. The head's going to turn over the shoulder, opening the neck. Now feel free to stay up high if this is challenging, but if you want more challenge, you can sink your hips lower. Your thighs almost wind up parallel to the floor, if not completely parallel. We're going to come to the center, sink it down, press the palms together, give it a squeeze. Strengthen through the body. And then start to swim. Spine moving like a snake. Really think of the left and right motion here. Think of your vertebra following the head one at a time. I just want to open up the spine. And again, still strengthening the legs by keeping it low. Bring the hands over the head. Stand up tall, reach, stretch, turn your toes forward. We're going to fold and stretch over the legs. We'll just chill here for a few breaths. The back of the body open up a little bit. Or to one leg, stretch down one side. Go over to the other side. Back to the center, roll it up. Very nice. Palms face down. Sink a bit here. Imagine there's a hot air balloon under the hands, and that air balloon lifts us up. We stand up tall, and the hands go out to the sides, palms open. We sink down into a horse stance. Palms face down, hot air balloon lifts us up. We take an inhale here, and then exhale out the mouth. Nice decompression. We're going to inhale, lift up. Exhale, sigh out the mouth. Clearing out. We're going to do 2 more. Good. We're going to turn this into the snake creeps down. I learned this variation actually from my yoga teacher, Ian Finn. Teaches this really cool thing called Superflow Yoga. We're going to have the left hand in a crane's beak. Right hand is going down the leg, and we bend the left knee, sinking over to the left. Come back to the center, staying low. Lift it up. Right hand crane's beak. Left hand going down the leg. We sink into the right leg. So center, low. Lift it up. Now it's all going to happen at once. Crane's beaks. This is the snake creeping down the leg. Center. Lift. Sink. Center. Let's use our breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So you get pretty strong in this leg that we sink into here. If you feel a little sensitive in the knees, you could do this a little narrower, not come down so low. This can be very gentle. If you're in any trouble with your joints, doesn't have to be a lot, but it can be. If you like, you can really sink it down. Get a good stretch under that inner hamstring. Generally, the deeper you go, the wider your stance needs to be. Yeah, let's do 1 more. Center. Turn the toes forward, and again, let's just stretch. Fold forward. Find a nice stretch. Roll it up. Heel toe it in. Shake it out. We're going to keep working this earth element. I think that'll probably be the theme of the class. You're using our snake Qigong. So there's all kinds of snake Qigong. There's a specific movement we call just simply called the snake. Often the animal's like doing something. Snake crawls through the grass, or snake does this or that. This one's just called the snake. It's kind of a neat one. It has a few steps. So we're actually going to come over to the little bit to the left. So we have a little room to step to the right. We're going to hold a chi ball. Left hand on top of the ball, right hand at the bottom. The chi ball is kind of encapsulating your abdomen. And so there's all kinds of little 5 animal sets throughout Qigong. It's kind of the oldest known style of Qigong. Is this like 5 animal system. All kinds of different schools have different animals they use, and they often relate to different elements. But the point is, each one within the set represents one of the elements. So in this particular set, the snake is the earth animal. I sort of justify that by the snake is crawling across the earth with its whole body flat to the earth. So it's a creature that's particularly close to the earth. Let's go through the movement. What we're going to do is shift the weight to the left foot, lift the right heel, turn on the toe mound. And then this ball is going to roll from the ball into 2 snakes. So the ball is going to roll out, and the hands become 2 snakes. So as the snake is the earth element, think of your hands flat, palms towards the earth, parallel to the earth. They're not pointed up, they're not pointed down. The palms are flat, parallel to the floor. From here, the snake's going to strike. We're going to lift one foot. If you're feeling sensitive in the joints, just take a small step. If you feel like you are open to more stretch and things like that, take a big, deep stretch. I'll show you the gentler one first. So the hands are going to strike. The snakes are going to strike. And then you're going to drop the left hand down. And you're going to turn your torso back forward. And just like we were doing before with the snake creeps down, now the palms are both snakes. The one on your right side, palm towards the earth, about head height. The left hand is palm towards the earth near the hip. So basically, it's all about this bend of the wrist, keeping those palms flat to the earth. Now we're going to shift to the other side. And the snakes are going to reach like they're reaching out of a tree to grab a bird from the air. We have a long line from the right foot up through the spine and out through the arms. So on this one, we're not bending over, but it's a very straight, long, powerful line. Then we're going to drop the right hand down, leave the left hand up, stay bent into the left knee. Again, palms are flat towards the floor. We've got like staircases, like Cleopatra arms here. Again, we're going to crawl across, reach long. So the snake, we're lunging out of a tree to grab a bird. So again, it's a long line. We're not falling over like a willow branch. We're straight, strong, and long. Drop the left hand down, forming this little staircase thing. And then on this next one, we're just going to step it back over. Oh, sorry. We go over one more time because we want to wind up on the other side. Straight line. Your spine upright. And then this time, we're just going to step over, sliding the feet in, grabbing our chi ball again, this time with the right hand on top. The chi ball is encapsulating the abdomen, not the chest, not the lower abdomen, but the entire abdominal cavity. Basically, the hands are guiding the chi into this region, which means you should also send your breath here and awareness. Breath, awareness, hands working together to guide the chi into all the organs below the diaphragm. Basically, all your organs except your heart and lungs. Let's go the other way. Shift to the right, lift the left heel, pivot, roll the ball out into two snakes. You're going to take a big step or a small step. Feel free. It can be smaller or it can be bigger if you want to really get a stretch and strength. Again, I'll show you the gentler one here. Turn, sink into the left knee. Left hand stays up, right hand comes down. Think of those palms flat to the earth. We come across. You can turn your toes kind of perpendicular here. Reach long, long and strong. Don't let yourself fall over. Drop that left hand down and crawl across. So basically just moving between these two postures. Long and strong, diagonal line. Let your spine come up, make a straight line, and our Cleopatra arms. Crawl across the earth. Reach. Nice strengthener for the obliques here. Drop it down, straight spine. Reach. Drop down. Reach. This is our last one. Drop down. We're going to come back across, slide it in, bring it in. And find your hands encapsulating all the organs below the diaphragm. Find your breath massaging those organs. Think particularly of the organs just below your diaphragm, the stomach, pancreas, liver. And release. Then we have an interesting little closing ritual for the animals in this set. We're going to make what's called a Tai Chi palm. So we bring the hands up, hold the thumb with one fist, wrap the fingers behind that. And as you drop that down to the dantian, you should see a yin-yang sign in your thumb knuckles there. When we hold against the body, just below the navel, sink your tailbone, open the base of the skull, and a few deep abdominal breaths. The fists here like a gravity well, pulling the mind, the breath, the chi towards the lower dantian. Good, release. Very nice. Shake it out. The snake's kind of a fun one, huh? I'll be teaching that form we call five animal Dao Yin. I call Dao Yin because this one's a little more like a Taoist yoga form almost. It's all strength and stretching exercises. So we'll be doing that one in the teacher training. Sign up page for that actually launches today, and there's going to be a super early bird discount. So if you sign up in the next week, you'll get an extra discount. So if you're not on my email list or whatever, just jump over to my website, nickloffree.com, and you'll see that get announced. And I swear I'm going to get it out today. I've been kind of stalling on launching that. I'm going to make it happen today. Let's bring the hands in. Nice little stretch for up and shoulders, neck and shoulders. And also a nice exercise to bring chi to the dantian as well. They were holding a chi ball right in front of the dantian. They call this one the owl that turns its head. So what we're going to do is first open our owl wings. The palms turn out to the sides. The fingers pull down. And you're going to turn the head over one shoulder, the chin over one shoulder, as far as it'll go, trying to pull the stretch from the thumb up the bicep into the front of the shoulder and up the side of the neck towards the jaw. We relax back to the center, holding our chi ball. And open again, palms out, fingers down. Turn the chin as far as it will go. As those fingers pull down, you can think of lifting the chest. And relax to the center. Let's use our breath here. Nice big inhale as we stretch. Exhale to the center. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, center. Hands here helping bring your awareness back to the dantian with each return to the center. And release. Good. Let's give those shoulders a little roll. Open up the upper back, chest, shoulders. Let's just work that spine a little bit. Feet under the shoulders, hands on the thighs, send your hips back. Chest drops, head drops. Push the hips forward. Wave comes up the spine. We lift the chin at the top. If you need to just watch this a couple times first, go ahead. Because we wind up looking down in this. Nice fluidity through the spine, keeping the chin lifted as we come down, dropping it at the bottom. Keeping the chin dropped as we come up and lifting it when we get to the top. Exhale down. Inhale up. Our wave will get a little more subtle. Instead of sending the hips back, we're going to drop the tailbone, tuck it under, push it forward. Wave comes up the body. At the top, we tuck the chin and lift the top of the head, opening the base of the skull. We drop tailbone, tuck under, push forward. And as that wave comes up the spine, up to the neck, we tuck the chin, lift the top of the head, and open the base of the skull. So the wave basically ends here at your brainstem. One more time. And relax. So I'm going on my lights here. All right, let's shake. Getting ready for our flows. We're done the kind of physical workout portion of this. Move more to our spiritual workout, our breath workout. So take a few breaths in the nose. Let them out the mouth. A few deep breaths, letting out a nice sigh. Give the body a little sway. Work that shaking through the muscles. And a little front and back swing. As you go back, try not to let your neck collapse, but keep a little long and supported. Be a little more relaxed on the forward part. To the center. Pause, feel your cheek. Okay, let's enter the flow. Feet square on the shoulders, floating the hands up and down. Your feet don't have to be exactly right under the shoulders. They can be about 1 foot's width in from the shoulders or 1 foot's width out from the shoulders. So it's kind of approximate. You can really feel, depending if you're knock-kneed like me or bow-legged, you might find a little different width suits you better. Here, all the breath is through the nose, in and out. Inhaling out. And exhaling down. I notice how much easier it is to get into this calm, steady state of mind here after we've done a lot of physical preparation, stretching and warming up the body, clearing some of the inertia. So that's the genius of so many of these practices, yoga, Qigong, Tai Chi, things like this, is really using the physical to affect the mental and spiritual. You're going to do a little earth element Qigong. Bring the hands in by what we call the earth center, which, as you've noticed, is basically right in the center of the torso. If you divide it into two halves, it's right at the center. Call this the earth center. It's your solar plexus. So here the hands are going to pulse out from there like ripples on a pond. And like those ripples bounce off the edges of the pond and come back into the center. Here we sink the hips down and stand back up. Essentially what we're imagining here is like we have a stone in the earth center. As we sink, it's like we're dropping that stone into the pond. It sends out the ripples. Feeling a sense of a strong, stable center. And instead of being pushed and pulled by our environment, actually influences the environment, sending out those ripples. The feelings of anxiety, worry, avoidance, basically feeling weak and easy to push around. Transform this into this strong, stable stone, the center of our being, strong, stable center from which we are immovable. So this is where Qigong becomes a little bit of a medicine. Some people, that's not the right medicine. Some people, maybe already a little too stubborn. But people with a bit of an anxious, avoidant personality are going to really benefit from the earth style of Qigong. I think all of us have a little bit of anxiety or worry, so you can really think about those things transforming here into centeredness and stability. Going to bring it in. Form a chi ball with the left hand on top. Holding this again right in front of the earth center. So that's like the upper portion of your abdomen. You can imagine you're holding a ball of gold and yellow light. Imagine that golden yellow light glowing inside your solar plexus region, activating the digestion, helping you to feel more strong, centered, and balanced. We're going to take our feet just to that slightly wider than shoulder width stance. Sink it down a little bit, just a little bend in the knees. We'll find another variation of pebble in the pond that we do with one hand, going out across the surface of the water like those ripples. Like the ripples bounce back in, that hand comes under the earth center. The other hand flips to the top. Let's say this is our right hand, going out to the left, cross to the right, and in under the earth center. Left hand flips to the top. You can see I do a little weight shift too, Wherever the hand goes, my weight is shifting slightly to that side without me doing a big lean to that side. I'm staying relatively upright in the spine. Shifting the weight, little turn of the hips. You can add our breath in the same way. You're inhaling through the nose, coming into the earth center. Exhaling, reaching out. Inhaling into the earth center. Exhale, reaching out. Notice this reach is very relaxed. I'm not reaching as far as I can. I don't reach out and lock the elbow. I don't lean into it. Do this. Right? I'm staying centered, relaxed, soft. Inhale to the center. Exhale, reaching out. And you can imagine like the core of the earth shining with golden light below you. That golden light makes its way up through the cracks in the earth. It shines up into this pond. You reach out, gather that golden light, and bring it in to your earth center. Reach out, gather the golden light. Bring it into the earth center. Back to the earth center. Hold the ball of golden yellow light. And feel your breath here without forcing the breath here. Just a little bit of encouragement for that deep breath to move here at the solar plexus, massage the stomach and pancreas. And I'm going to float the hands forward, palms face down. Hands are about shoulder width apart. And just a bit in front of the body so your elbows have a little curve to them. So we don't have straight arms. We're not bent in like a T-Rex. We're just extended forward with a soft bend in the elbow and wrist. Palms flat to the earth, just like with our snake. The elbows, often in our Qigong, our elbows float away from the ribs. On this one, they drop down and point to the earth, the tips of the elbows. Find all your normal Qigong stance stuff, dropping the tailbone, sinking the chest, floating the crown, tucking the chin to open the back of the neck. A slight lean forward to bring the weight forward into the toes. I'm going to breathe here. Imagining like golden light is coming up from the earth, up through the feet, through the legs, traveling up to that earth center, charging up that battery. Golden light is coming up like two pillars from the earth into the palms of the hands, traveling through the arms and down to the earth center, filling up that center. Warm, centering, strengthening golden light. Take on the strength of the earth. Just like the gravity of the earth pulls everything to the center, this earth energy within you pulls any extremes in your thoughts or emotions, pulls them back to a more centered, balanced place. Sometimes the Earth Center is called the Yellow Court, the court where the officials from the different organs and elements meet to discuss their unique views. Earth Center is sort of like the judge, the arbiter, that can listen with equanimity, take in all sides of the arguments of those different officials, come up with a balanced, measured solution or compromise. Just imagine that golden yellow light filling that center, filling you up from the earth. Feel your breath massaging that area. Your mind focused there. Take the hands over to the left. One more earth element flow. So a little bit more abstract in how it relates to the earth. You're gonna have your left palm face up, right palm face down near the left elbow. Left hand's gonna come over the head like you were holding a tray over the head. Right arm extends out to the side, nice and soft. We do a little twist from our hips and waist to the right. Then we're gonna fold from hips and the waist. The left hand comes towards the floor. We sweep it over to the left. And then like two wings of a bird being lifted by warm air, we lift up and settle. So over to the right, right hand up, left hand in. Circle right hand over the head. Extend the left arm, gentle twist to the left, very gentle. Fold forward slightly, sweep across with the right hand, and then like you have two wings lifting up, settling down. Over to the left, inhale, exhale right, inhale, sweep and lift over to the left, exhale, relax down. Inhale up to the right. Exhale, gentle turn to the left. Inhale, sweep and lift. Exhale, relax. So nice one to circulate the energy after that standing posture. Inhale here, then exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Notice my gaze is following the motion. I look to the right. Follow the hand to the left. Follow the hand to the right with the gaze. Head back to center. Do two more. Bring the palms face up under the dantian. Step the feet in. This movement we simply call centering. Here we inhale, drawing up. Exhale, draw down the center line. Down to the dantian, so below the earth center. Inhale, circle. Exhale, down the center line. Going past the earth center to the water center. Lower dantian. Well, the earth center's job is to digest and stabilize. The water center, the dantian's job, is to store and anchor, storing any surplus energy and anchoring the mind and emotions into the body. So just like after a rainfall and the water seeps through the earth and fills the aquifers deep below the earth. Think of the dantian as that aquifer, the deepest place the chi can go. Fill up those reserves, that backup system of energy. Basically, on a day-to-day basis, we want to be using the energy our earth center is producing from our food. When we're not using that energy, we start to dip into the water type of energy we call Jing, or prenatal chi. Generally, we do that when we're in a stress state, when our cortisol is high. Instead of burning our food and carbohydrates and whatnot, our cortisol causes our body to break down our muscle and bone, use that for energy and nutrients. So if we keep our stress low, our digestion is strong, our metabolism is strong, and we use that day-to-day energy from the earth center for digestion rather than breaking down the body for fuel. Sort of a material way to look at what the Taoists were saying. Let's fold this over the dantian. Let the body just rock and sway like a candle flame in a gentle breeze. Stepping back out. Circle the belly. Center below the navel. Let's take a deep breath in and release with a big sigh. Good. You can shake it out a bit. Do a little stretch or self massage. Just make sure that energy's moving through the body. Ah, very nice. We're going to end with a quick meditation, just like 5 minutes. So if you got a few minutes, get comfortable. You can lay down or sit down for this. If you got to run, no worries. Thanks for joining. Don't forget, I got the links in the description below here on YouTube. So if you want to follow me elsewhere or look into my teacher training, things like that, just follow those links. Wish I knew the name of that one, Linda. I don't, though. I think Mimi Kuo Deemer. Not totally sure how to say her last name, but she's another Qigong YouTuber, and she teaches that full set with, it actually comes with a little more footwork that I kind of edited out to make it more simple. But I think she probably says the name of it in that one. I just look up like Mimi, MI, 5 element Qigong. So whenever you're comfortable, start to find your breath. We're going to keep working on this earth center. So if you have digestive issues, if you struggle with worry and anxiety, this is a really powerful meditation you can do. It's also said to be good for the immune system. The earth center, that digestion, stomach, pancreas region, extracts the chi from our food. So if we don't extract the chi from the food, we really don't have chi. And so basically this makes all your stuff, your jing chi, that's deep stored chi, gets formed. Some of that forms from the, what we call the gu chi, the chi from the food. The blood, the energy and nutrients of the blood is formed from that, and as is the wei chi, or the basically the immune system's chi. It's formed out of that same source. So we're going to take the one hand over that region, doesn't matter which one. Just feel your natural breath through the nose. See if your breath will move there without you even telling it to. Is there any movement of breath that's just naturally occurring here? And it doesn't have to be isolated to just the abdominal portion of this, but also the ribs alongside of it, even around the back. Just this whole kind of band. See if you can feel the breath moving there. We're just going to use the feeling of breath here as something to pay attention to. It's a focal point for the awareness. Feel your diaphragm, which is just above this region like an umbrella. Feel as it pushes as you inhale, and then pulls as you exhale on this area. So feel the diaphragm massaging your stomach, liver, pancreas. So use the feeling of your breath there to anchor the mind. Eventually, your awareness and breath helping to lead more chi, more blood to this region. Build that strong inner center and strengthen the digestion. Just about one more minute. Paying attention to the breath here. Gradually, the mind leads the chi and blood to wherever it focuses. Then we're going to drop it down, folding both hands over lower abdomen, our water region, just below our navel. And again, without really forcing it, just feel your breath moving here. Doesn't matter. You don't have to have all the movement of breath here. It's fine if your chest and everything moves as well. That movement down there can be very subtle, not forcing. So while the earth center helps to produce our chi, the water center helps to store it. Focusing here to anchor that energy in. Give it a circle. Massaging the belly between these two centers. Hoping to circulate the energy between them. Move the chi through the internal organs. Take a couple deep abdominal breaths here. You're going to take a big breath in. Let the energy spread through the body with a big sigh. Very nice. Again, feel free to give it a twist, a stretch, or even a little self-massage. Very nice. Good to see so many of you on here today. We had like 60 people watching. Super, super fun. Hope you all enjoyed. Kind of funny, somebody asked for an earth element class, and I happen to have the lights and clothing set up for that. That's pretty cool. Thank you all for joining, and thank you to my patrons on Patreon who help make all this possible. If you're wondering what Patreon is, it's basically a little subscription platform where I take the replays of all of these live classes that I do, and I put them on there. And so people who are subscribed there, it's just $5 a month, get access to that whole library of replays. I think they're going back like a year and a half now. So lots of good stuff you can learn on there, and lots of practices to choose from. If you want to help support me doing this, that's a cool way to do it. That's just below in the description. I can link to that. Thanks, Alpha. Thanks, Karsten. Thanks, Jackie. Thanks, Una, Christy. Thanks, Lynn. What else? Yeah, so the sign-up page for the next teacher training, which starts in September, is going up today. So if you want to sign up for that Patreon, Donna, just look below in the description on this video, and there's a little link. Just patreon.com/Nick Loffree. Evan says, finally started to understand snake. Wonderful. I'll have to focus on an element. Idea for a series. Yeah, I should make a series like that. Yeah, snake's a tough one, huh? A lot of pieces coming together on that one. Thanks, Marianne and husband, for signing up on Patreon. Thanks, Meliakua. Is that how you say it? I thought it was a beautiful practice too. Thanks, Takiri. But yes, jump on my email list, nickloffree.com. There's some stuff goes out on there that you're not going to see here on YouTube and stuff. So if you want to stay up to date with all the stuff I come out with, generally everything goes out on that email newsletter. So on my website, also below in the description, nickloffree.com, little pop-up comes up and it's like, hey, want a free video download? Jump on the email list. So you also get a little free, like 5-minute Qigong routine that you can download and keep on your phone. It's kind of a, like nice emergency stress relief kind of thing. So yeah, that way you'll stay up to date with stuff I launch. Hopefully I'm going to be making a big e-course soon. I got an email from YMAA. I don't know if you guys have heard of that, but they're like the biggest. They're like the big Qigong Kung Fu DVD producer, and they have like connections with Walmart and Target and the library systems and everything. So they get these DVDs that they make like everywhere. So they reached out to me to make a Qigong e-course that would be more. I guess they wanted me to gear it more towards like a younger audience than Qigong generally tends to hit. So I've submitted my like outline, I guess, like proposal for what the e-course would look like to them, and hopefully they're going to get back to me, and we'll talk about how we're actually going to make this. But that'll be available to everybody. They're actually going to let me post it on my own stuff too, so you don't have to go and buy the DVD at Walmart or something. There'll be ways that you guys can get it when I make that. So that'll be exciting if that winds up happening, but I'm a little worried because the guy called me making that offer on April 1st, April Fool's Day. So a little worried it's too good to be true or something. So we'll see. Probably just got to email him and bug him about it. Thanks, Janice, for joining the live for the first time. It's pretty fun, huh? I really like doing this. Yeah, sounds cool, right, Sandy? Yeah. Anyways, hope you guys have a beautiful week. Enjoy what remains of your weekend. And I'll catch you next week. This thing's at the same time every week, so you can always tune in, put it on your schedule, meet me here, and hopefully it's as fun for you as it is for me. Have a good week.